Morning. Something like the 26th or something, Tuesday, something like that of May, and yeah, I'm feeling all right today, but a bit groggy, a bit like I think it's just the heat and stuff at the night. But it is nice and cool now in the morning. About 5:30. There's the sunrise. Yeah, and I'm just drank some water, drank some coffee. Yeah, and then watered the garden, and then I'm just kind of like perking myself up a bit with the walk, listening to some tunes. And there is this aspect where I can feel the difference of perking myself up from having the walk. It kind of gets the blood going, wakens you up. You start observing things like rabbits and foxes, and looking at different plants and stuff. Yeah, so, and it's back to work today, so we'll see how that goes. Try and be as productive as possible and get ahead of the game, but I'm going to go for a longer walk slightly this morning just to get those additional benefits, and going to go around for a sauna and a cold plunge, and yeah, I think that'll sort me out. So fingers crossed it's nice and cold. If not, I'll chuck a load of ice in it. But yeah, so I guess there is this. I was thinking, people sometimes ask me about journaling and things. How do I do journaling? Do you have a template, or what do you suggest? And I guess what I would like to think about is this idea of, rather than having to follow a set format of, say, dodging these caterpillars again. They're everywhere. There they are, abseiling down. I don't know if you can see that. These things. Anyway. Yeah, rather than having to follow a set format, I think it's that thing of just giving yourself permission to free flow a little bit and just write down things as they come to mind, and if there's something that if you want to make it a bit of a problem solving thing, you could put a term at the top of the page. Or for example, me today, I've chosen the topic of journaling to talk about. If you just put journaling and then you just talk about it and think about it, or write about it. Yeah, and I guess it's just a method for you to keep a record of things to be able to reflect on later, but also it's a reflective tool in itself. Helps you think about things, thinking like, why am I feeling a bit groggy today, a bit tired? Probably attached to having such a busy bank holiday weekend, with things to a certain extent, and the heat and other things. And yeah, I guess it's thinking about it helps you to think about how you might adjust things, or because a week from now or 2 weeks from now, the likelihood is I'll have a very limited memory of what I felt like today, or how it was, or what I was thinking about, and it can help you kind of continue to make progress on things. That's why I like tracking things on Strava or that kind of stuff, because it kind of, you can clearly see objectively, okay, that's what I was doing. Okay, what do I want to do from there? And it's like that when doing therapy with folks, where you set out some goals at the start, and you can take a baseline of psychometric tests as well. And because what happens is, especially with things like EMDR as well, is the client can make massive progress but it feel a bit like, where am I? You know, what changed? What was specifically that we did differently, or how was I back then actually? Because that was like a month ago or 2 months ago, and actually they've made such massive progress. Something else has changed, and they've got another thing that they want to work on, and so the memory of all that, how severely unwell they were, has faded, and this new issue has become a prominent thing, because it's kind of like peeling back the onion. So you kind of peel back the worst parts of things, and then something else becomes a prominent issue, which is fine and good. But you know, people can, and I can, quickly forget how much progress has been made, you know, already, and you kind of discount that thing. Look at this, by the way. This is elderflower. Here, elderflower. It smells amazing. It's just in optimum time for picking. So I'll probably be picking some of that later. This is a good example of foraging, where this is just on a footpath, you know, on the edge of a field. Anyway, so journaling helps you to see the progress that you've made, and then also the progress you might not have made, and why that has come about, you know. And then you can choose to do more or less of those things. You can think about, you know, what did it feel like after I did X and Y? You know, did I make progress on that thing I wanted to make progress on or not? Was that actually that important to me or not? And what was that experience like? And do I want to have more of that in my life or less? So I would say free flow. You could put a term or a theme that you could reflect on, or you can just reflect on the whole day. You know, and it's like now, you know, I know that I'm feeling a bit, you know, not top form today, but I know from my previous experiences and my journaling maybe, you know, and my consistency, that if I do a little bit of a longer walk and then I have a sauna, a cold plunge, and then maybe a snooze for 5 minutes, I'll probably feel top of the game again. So that's why I'm out walking again. But you have a good one, and good luck with your journaling.